Yes, guys, welcome. Gravenberch is a red. Let's talk about it. Yes, guys, big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this late hour. We do appreciate it, guys, but you know it is when this news goes, we've got to go whatever time it is. I'm joined by K-Mac this evening. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Number 4 in the door.
Yeah, number 4 in the door. It's got to be a bingo number, though, isn't it? I think Uncle Albert will be joining us quite soon as well. But guys, it's been a hectic day, being a red, and look, there's been rumours about it the last couple of days, and now it's come true that looks like Ryan Gravenberch is about to become the 4th midfield transfer of the summer. We were on Jerry's show earlier talking about this, and then it all became a reality. Came out. I don't know about you, but I'm buzzing about this transfer because I really rate him.
Yeah, I think this guy could be good for us. I've got an echo. Is that on your side?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Hang on 2 seconds.
No worries. You're saying good. Let K-Mac sort out his echo there for the poltergeist living in his house. But guys, yeah, while K-Mac's doing that, we'll just talk. Yeah, guys, let me know in the chat what you think about this transfer. I'm proper happy about it. As you know, if you've been on this channel before, I've always spoke about Gravenberch. I've been wanting him at Liverpool since he was at Ajax. I think he's a talented young player. He's going to do good things for us. Going to do really good things for us. There's an echo. Okay, hang on 1 second. 1 second. It's probably my end then. Let me just sort that out. K-Mac, you carry on, man, while I sort this out.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think he's a great signing for us. Look, at the end of the day, we lost a lot of players. I think it's 9, and I think we're due 10 now because Nat Phillips is gone, and we're due a couple more to leave as well in the next couple of days. So we need bodies in the door. I mean, this lad's been looked at for a number of years by Klopp. When he burst onto the scene for Ajax, you know, everyone was raving about him. He became a Dutch international when he was like 19. You know, we kind of looked at his stats as well on Jerry's show, and he's a similar player to Lavia, who we were going to pay 50 million for. And we've managed to get this guy for 34. He's a couple more years down the line. He's got more internationals. He's got more experience. I just hope that his attitude is as good as it was when he burst onto the scene for Ajax, because that's the only issue I've got with him is his application and effort, which he didn't seem to put a lot in at Bayern Munich, if I'm honest. But everybody deserves a chance, and we'll support him like we will. And, you know, Godspeed, hope he's good.
Yeah, big up Albert in chat.
Big
I
up,
like.
big boys. How are you?
We're doing good, Al. We're doing good. I like. Look, I like Gravenberch. I've always liked Gravenberch. I think it'd be a great signing. Plus, I'm quite positive about this signing. I actually like the midfielders that we've got in. Yes, the number 6 situation. We'll come to that in a bit, and we'll talk about that. But as a player, Albert, I don't know how you feel about it, but as a player, yes, he didn't get the time at Bayern Munich for whatever reason it was. But when he was at Ajax, this player was thought about as the same lines as Camavinga's, the Bellinghams of this world. As the new youngster on the block that could be the next best thing. I like him. I think he's a good ball carrier, good ball receiver. He's big, he's strong, he's got technical ability. Albert, what do you like about his transfer or not like about his transfer, depending on how you feel?
I'll tell you what I don't like about him. What I don't like about him is his attitude. He has maybe a milder version of Fabio Carvalho's attitude, which makes him think he's owed a place on the team rather than work for it, like Curtis Jones did. He rejected us. I'm talking about the negatives now. I'll go to the positives. He rejected us last year, 18 months ago. I don't know what he thought he was going to do at Bayern. The project was spelled out to him. He went there. I don't know whether he thought he was going to bench Goretzka and or Kimmich. I don't know what he thought he was going to do there. I also think he went there for the money because they offered him a lot of money. And so for me, on those accounts, I was a little skeptical. I mean, also couple that with the fact that I think that Liverpool at this time need a halfback. They need a 6 in the halfback position, and it shouldn't be Endo. What I saw of Endo against Newcastle, I've made up my mind that he's not a Liverpool player. He might be a good player to go to Middlesbrough or, maybe Luton or something. I don't know. But so we need him as a squad player, and we need a decent halfback who can slot in the number 6 position. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Scenario. We are playing with the middle 3 of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Alexis. Would we be expecting any of them to go and play fullback when Trent goes walkabout?
I have the feeling that McAllister's going to end up playing more of a DM this season.
Whatever it is that they're
which
doing,
isn't what I want.
Whatever it is they're doing, I wouldn't want us to lose the offense of McAllister and his ability where the strikers need it. Okay? So
there you go, he's back. He got disconnected. Go on, Albert, keep going, man.
I was saying that whatever it is, I don't want to lose Alexis's offensive power. So if we're going to do this, then somebody needs to tell Trent that he needs to play fullback. End of story. Okay? I don't see Gravenberch because Klopp seems to have made up his mind that possession of the football is defense in and of itself. It's not a bad thing. But what do you do when you've actually lost the ball? Which is, you can safely assume that there are many teams who will take the ball off you. What do you do then? Because Klopp is not going to change the 4-3-3 mentality. He's not going to change anything. The only thing that he's doing now is Trent is coming walkabout because Trent doesn't want to play defense. So now they've come to a halfway house, a come to Jesus moment where Trent is allowed to come in and basically vacate that position and somebody else has to go fill it. We saw what happened. Three matches in, Konate is already injured because of the filling. So I hope they know what they're doing. I hope they've taken everything into consideration before buying him. Having said all that, the price I thought was excellent. 35 million for a 21-year-old who is supposed to have the kind of potential that he has. That's fantastic. that's a better buy than Romeo Lavia, I must say, because
I think so too.
I was one of the people who thought that 50 million pounds for Romeo Lavia was an insult. Okay, and trust me, Romeo Lavia is half Ghanaian. I thought that was just bullshit. Okay, then apparently he is a very, very good player in the making if things go right. So I hope he's come to the place where things will go right for him, because clearly Bayern Munich were wasting his time. And in a way, I am happy that he actually took the bull by the horns and quickly rescinded a bad decision in 18 months. Not many players get to do that, and not many coaches are good in that way, that you rejected them, and now that things are fucked up where you went, you want. I mean, it's like, excuse me to say, going after a girl who tells you she doesn't want you, she goes to somebody else, and then 18 months time she's coming back to you because she ain't cooking in that kitchen. You don't want them back.
Can I touch on that as well, Jamie?
Go ahead, sir.
On the Gravenberch piece, because okay, so I know that you're saying that we need a DM. This guy isn't going to be a DM because he played 5 times for Ajax as a DM. He's played over 100 games for Ajax. He's got 10 goals, 12 assists. He's more of a number 8, like he really is more of a number 8, which makes me think that McAllister might be the one sacrificed to move into the DM position if we're even going to play DM. Like, who knows right now?
Or
Zoboslai, genuinely, who knows?
Zoboslai has shown during the times when we went down to 10 men that he can actually play DM. I did some research on him. He actually started playing football as a number 6. You can check on that. Even at under 17 and under 20 level for Hungary, he was playing as a 6. He was actually wearing the 6 jersey.
Can't be taking a future Kevin De Bruyne out into a DM position for Liverpool.
That's why I'm saying that it's also possible that we are going to be playing a double pivot. Who knows? Who even knows what we're going to do?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Thing about the Gravenberch thing as well, Albert, is he's on 160, 170 grand a week. You're right. He could have literally just sat on that wage and carried on playing 5th choice midfielder for Bayern. But I like the fact that he has gone, you know what, I want to make it. Like, I want to make something of my career. I don't want to sit on this big lump of money that I've got.
And do a Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, I feel this is a good thing, and I feel like this is his second coming, because his first coming was obviously at Ajax, where he did really well, by the way, and I liked him. I would have liked him at Liverpool. Like, I couldn't believe Bayern got him for 16 million. Like, that was ridiculous for me. Why were we not all over that? Anyway, I think it's good news. Like, really good.
Well, he rejected us. He rejected us because apparently there was some character at Bayern who was blowing him a lot of crap, and he bought the crap. He went there, and it didn't happen. So in that vein, clearly he's an ambitious guy with an attitude who simply wants to succeed. Now, I think we all saw him playing for the Dutch under-21 team in the under-21 tournament, and he didn't play very well. I don't know whether the people he was playing with were below his standard, because sometimes that can happen, or he just didn't play well. Maybe, he just didn't play well. But having said that, Mickey van der Ven was also us as well in that competition, and he's playing for Spurs. He's not, I wouldn't say he's anything extraordinary, but he puts in a shift all right. So maybe he'll do well. We just don't know what Klopp will do anymore. Nobody knows, because I've heard rumors that they are looking at Calvin Phillips. Don't be surprised that they sign another DM before tomorrow. Don't be surprised.
Right, this is how I see it, guys. This is how I see it with Gravenberch. He's the multifunctional midfielder that Jurgen Klopp's been looking for quite some time now. Jurgen Klopp's been wanting a multifunctional midfielder since Gini Wijnaldum left, yeah, that can play in that deep midfield role and also can play in that attacking role if needed. You know, and he's good defensively as he is going forward. That's what Klopp's been trying to get. Klopp tried it with Henderson last season, played him 6 and 8, it doesn't work. He's tried it with McAllister this season, 6 and 8, it doesn't work. So apparently, Melissa already put out an article earlier today, which was a good read, yeah. And she was saying on there that when Liverpool were going with Chouameni and Jude Bellingham that summer, the third man on the list was Ryan Gravenberch. They were the three players. And in a way, all three players got very, very similar profiles. They've all got similar profiles in the fact that they're both young, they're both of a certain size and stature, and they both play in that multifunctional midfield way. And we couldn't get any three of them in the summer. So Klopp's been hunting down Gravenberch for a long time as that multifunctional midfielder. And I think it would work. I really do think Gravenberch would work. Now, I think he's going to play a lot more than people think. Once he's up to speed and he's got some game time in his legs and all that going forward in the future, I think he's going to play a lot more than people think he will do. I think him playing in this team with this system will help McAllister get further forward. You know, won't have to be so defensive. People might not like this, yeah. People might not like this, but I do believe Klopp's going back to some kind of midfield that he had with Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson, and he's upgraded on that three. That's if you look at it right now: Gravenberch, Wataru Endo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. Look at the way they're playing at the moment. They're an upgrade on Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Henderson. He wants to go back to that sort of ways. That's why he's been after a multifunctional midfielder in some time, and he's been after Gravenberch for a while. Now he's got his man. I see Gravenberch doing that bit. I think Gravenberch is going to be excellent for us. We've brought the age of the midfield down. And what I've noticed now is we got a lot of height all of a sudden. There's a lot of height in our team now. We've got more mobility in our midfield. We've got midfielders that now can press. They've got better stamina, are physically stronger, are bigger. So Klopp's going back to that workhorse midfield, but this time we have more quality on the ball, in my opinion, K-Mac. That's what he's gone back to, and that's what was winning us everything. And I think he wants to play a system that suits that. And I literally think Gravenberch will play more than people think. When I watch Gravenberch play, Gravenberch is very. If you watch when Gravenberch plays, he picks up the ball from deep positions. That's what he does. Now, when he played at Ajax and the few games he played at Bayern Munich, he likes to pick the ball up from deeper positions and run with it. He's a very good ball carrier. He's very good in transition. He's the perfect Jurgen Klopp midfielder, in my opinion, for the system we want to play. That's why I'm happy with the signing. That's why I think he's going to be a great player for us. And I think with McAllister there, Szoboszlai there, Wataru Endo. I think the Wataru Endo is the transfer that don't make sense when you look at the players that have come in. And if you had a proper number 6 there, well, I say a proper number 6 because Wataru Endo is a proper number 6. He's just not fancied by anyone. But if you had like a 6 that everyone really rated, I think everyone would be over the moon with this signing. To be fair, K-Mac.
I think a number of people are over the moon with it because
I am.
He is. He was a generational talent at Ajax. There's no doubt about that. Like he really was. Like he came flying onto the scene. It was during the COVID season, I think. Scored loads of goals, loads of assists. Then dropped into the Dutch team, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Stayed in that team for like I think he's done eight games. I mean, there was lots of like rumors that he was like basically like the next Frankie De Jong in their team. That guy that carries the ball for 30 yards in the midfield from the defense to the midfield is the guy we need. Like at the end of the day, if we've got a mobile, strong, fit midfield, then a DM's probably not needed as much as we want a DM right now, because we were probably crying out for a DM that was really good last season, because we had loads of midfielders that couldn't run around the DM position, but now they all can. And even if you just look at the way we dominated the midfield, even though we were down to 10 men against Bournemouth and Newcastle, that proves that we've got a lot of legs and a lot of strength in that midfield still to dominate a game. And we did in both those games. Otherwise, we would have conceded loads of goals and we would have cracked. But we didn't. We stayed in those games. And because we stayed in those games, we obviously got the win against Newcastle. And, you know, the second goal was down to Harvey Elliott charging the ball down off Bruno Guimaraes, that then went to Salah, and then Salah popped it through to Nunez. Like, having that strength, height, speed, and ability on the ball in midfield is going to really help us this season. And having more bodies is going to help us as well, because our biggest problem has been over the years, it's just having people fit. So we rebuilt the midfield, which it looks like we have, and then maybe in the next window in January, we then start looking at defenders. You know,
I think that's the way.
And we've got the attackers.
I think that's the way we're doing it. It's not to everyone's cup of tea. I get it, the way we're doing it. I literally think, look, if you look at the last 12 months, we built the forward line. If you look at this summer going into January, and the next summer, we'll probably go build a complete midfield. Then that summer to the next summer, we'll probably go rebuild our back line. And I think it might not be the way everyone wants to do it, and we'd rather not do it that way, but it's the way we're doing it. And look, if I get something on the pitch, I'll bring this up right now. This at the moment, if Gravenberch goes through, which it should do, right? That is our midfield for the season, yeah? That is far better than last season. Like, without a question of that. You know, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Thiago, you know, everyone raves about Stefan Bajcetic, and rightly so. He's got a bright future. I think Harvey Elliott is understanding his place in the team now and in that midfield area. You know, K-Mac said it himself. You know, he was one of the midfielders that came on in that Newcastle game who got stuck in and won the second ball. If he didn't win the second ball in that midfield, we wouldn't have scored that second goal. You know,
we would have lost against Chelsea as well if it wasn't for him coming on. He made a difference.
That sort of thing is what Klopp wants to play. He wants to play counter-pressing football. That is counter-pressing. That's when you win the ball back really quickly, and then Harvey won it back, and he bang straight to Salah straight away because the picture's in his head.
I'm glad you brought up the Chelsea match, because I think he played even better than in the Chelsea match he did in the Newcastle match, because he saved us, basically changed the tempo when he came on. And if you've noticed, Harvey has gone and built up a little bit of body over the off season. He's been lifting some.
He's winning drills. He's being able to use his body strength, his core strength better.
Exactly.
And I hope that happens to Gravenberch as well.
Because
Gravenberch doesn't have a lot of core strength.
Last
that is
season,
a fact.
remember our match against Brentford? He was treated like a ragdoll by the Brentford midfielders. You know, the Brentford boys are big.
Yeah, Lehman and Billing just bossed them.
Yeah, they are big boys. But anyway, so I think what we need now is we need cover for the defense. I think if we get cover for the defense, we're good to go. I have always said that I'm looking for us to challenge Man City this season. And the reason why there's a manifestation in what you're saying that we are playing better is very simple to figure out. Last season, by this time, we had 2 points. Simple. So, and if you recall, last season, by this time, we had 2 points. And our schedule was not as tough as it is this season. So, I think that we are doing okay. But we need cover for the defense. We need another center back, because Robertson keeps delivering terrible performance after terrible performance, sooner or later it's going to catch up with us. So we need cover at that left centre back position. I don't know what Klopp is going to do about it, but let's see. And then also, in an ideal world, we have to go after Andre Trinidad in January.
Yeah,
because he's even going to play.
Can I give you a bit of breaking news on him and also Inapache? We could lose both of those to West Ham. Honestly, West Ham talking to both of them now.
Yeah, I don't think Andre's going to go to West Ham because what I've read is that Liverpool have already got conditions on the Andre transfer and got first refusal. So I'll be shocked if he goes to West Ham. I mean, if West Ham do a deal this summer to get him in January, that might be the way they do it. But I think
Tim Steedman, mate, he is a brilliant director of football. They've got in. Seriously.
Yeah, I'll be shocked, though. They'd have to do the deal for January, though, wouldn't they? Because they ain't going to get him in now. That's the problem there because, you know, they ain't getting him over from Brazil, you know, in within 12, 14 hours and doing a medical and all that. That's the problem there. But he might be. I heard that rumour today as well. But if I look at this team, guys, do you know, there's more balance to this team. And do you know what I like about it? The mentality, the age, the athleticism. And Klopp can go back to his pressing game. If that was what Klopp wants to play. I've been very thingy on Klopp saying, like, he plays a pressing game with people that can't press buttons. So why are we playing a pressing game? We tried it last season. We were so open. You know, we were like Gemma Jameson's legs. We was open for everyone. You know, it was awful. And Henderson couldn't press. Kate, like, no one could press. Now we've got Szoboszlai. We've already seen it. We've already got McAllister. We've already seen it. You know, we know Thiago can press. We can defend when he's fit. He does it really well. Stefan does it really well. Harvey's doing it now. You know, as we said, Chelsea and Liverpool, look at them. Chelsea and Newcastle games. Look at what Harvey did when he came on. He can do that now. The age has come down. The stamina in the midfield is better now, K-Mac, ain't it? So if Klopp wants to go back to doing that, he now has the players available to do that, don't he?
I agree. And the thing about it as well, I think what we need to have a little bit of patience as well, because we've literally thrown Dominic Szoboszlai, who came from a German league, straight into our team, and Alexis McAllister straight into our team. Like, they've never played for Liverpool before. They've never played under Klopp, you know, and Wataru Endo, he's only played 2 games, and both of those games were against 10 men. Like, give the guy a break. Like, he's literally brought into a baptism of fire. Like, okay, you've never even had a training session, Endo. Yeah, get on.
Yeah,
they can only get better. And the reason why we're seeing Harvey Elliott playing as well as he has is because he's understood the tactics. Like, he's been working under Klopp now for a couple of years. So he's only going to get better and better. And he was obviously told to go away and strengthen himself up because he was losing too many duels. And he did. And he had a really good England under-21s. So he's now kicking on from that. And for me, Harvey Elliott should be a sub. Like, he should be a guy that's coming on, you know, here and there. Same as Stefan Botesic, same as Ben Doak. You know, these guys should only be squad players. They should only be substitutes because they are so young. And if we play them the way we are and bringing them on slowly and, you know, weaning them into the game, then that can be good for their futures as well. But, you know, there's more to come from these players because we've only seen them for 3 games, you know, and we have been under a lot of stress in those games as well.
Yeah,
because of refs.
And if you think about it as well, this is we got like Albert said there. This time last season we had 2 points. We got 7 points now. So, and we've had a difficult start of the season. 2 difficult away games. Let's not underestimate it. Chelsea and Newcastle. We've got Villa at home. We've got Villa at home at the weekend. I think we'll beat Villa comfortably because of the high line Villa play, and I think we'll just go unleash Núñez against them.
They've got issues at the back as well, Villa.
Yeah, and if you look at Villa when they played Newcastle,
I won't be so quick to dismiss Villa.
I'll go what Villa played against Newcastle.
Because
and
now
destroyed their highlight.
well, against Newcastle, don't forget going into, I think the Newcastle Villa thing, I think there's a little bit of the scoreline was unfair to them. They kind of imploded in the second half, put it that way. Because going into you know they actually scored first, right?
Yeah, and then they
They
got
actually
smacked.
scored first. And going into the first half, they were going in at the halftime, they were 1-1. And then they came and they just imploded. I just don't know what happened. But
I think it was the injuries, Albert. I think it really mentally affected them. Those two really bad injuries.
Tyrone Mings and
and the other injury, I can't remember who it was, but they're both out like for months.
So I think that in Musa Diaby they have a weapon that is a very palpable weapon that they can use. But like you, I however think that we should put this into the game from the start because Pau Torres is slow. One of the knocks against him in Spain was that he was slow. He exhibited it in the match against Newcastle when he was brought in. He's slow. He will have a lot of problems with Darwin Núñez. He will have a lot of problems with Darwin Núñez. I think the coach should start him and instruct him to pick on Pau Torres.
Yeah, I'm saying like Villa beat the two teams they should beat in Everton and Burnley because they're terrible and they're probably going down. I just look at Villa's high line and the way they play. I mean, it's as high as ours when we play. And I just think if you play Darwin, Salah and Diaz with that high line and you get Szoboszlai and McAllister in behind, yeah, we should win that game comfortably. But we'll talk about that later.
Of course. Just so that you know, your referee time on Hooper.
Yeah, like any ref at the moment's a problem. I say.
What have we done to deserve these refs?
Some of them are not that bad. This guy
got banned. He got banned, and his ban's over. And what game does he have? Oh yeah, he has us. Of course.
Yeah.
What's mad, ain't it? Because I think that we'll get to that game in a minute. I just want to. We're got to have to talk about the Salah news because even Oystein's just spoke about it. So we're going to talk about that.
I was about to say something.
We're going to have to talk about that because this could actually be serious. With Liverpool right now, I think everyone's like I've seen people on Twitter today. I'm not happy with this transfer window. This transfer window's not as good as I thought it would be. I don't get it, but I might be lost in all this, yeah. But we brought in 4 midfielders. When was the last time Liverpool brought in 4 players of anything in a transfer window? We've completely and utterly changed our midfield in one summer. There's not a lot of teams I've seen that have completely transformed their whole midfield in one transfer window. You know, and we've upgraded. Apart from Endo, I can get this Wataru Endo stuff. I do, guys, I do. But you can't tell me players like Gravenberch is going to be an upgrade on people like Naby Keita and Oxlade Chamberlain because they never played. So that's an upgrade. Szoboszlai is an upgrade. McAllister's an upgrade. Harvey Elliott's only getting better. Curtis Jones is only getting better. The whole Liverpool community, as far as I'm aware, absolutely loves Stefan Bajcetic and think he's going to be a player. There's a lot of Liverpool fans I spoke to who said, why are we going for Lavia when we got Stefan at home, who's arguably better? Right? And then you got Thiago, which every Liverpool fan is a generational midfielder when he's fit and available. So I think we've got a really good midfield, good balance there. I just think people like complaining a lot, especially Twitter Liverpool fans. I think they just like complaining a lot. And yes, we haven't got a Rodri DM. I get it. I do understand it. But let's give Wataru Endo a chance because we could all eat our words come the end of the season, and he could be a diamond in the rough. We just don't know. But yeah, people just cheer up, man. Look, we've got a great attack. We've got a great attack. In my opinion, we got the best forward line in the Premier League. I know City have got Haaland, but look at our quality of five.
No, we've got the best forward line.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've got the best five. Even neutral fans, even rival fans are saying, yeah, Liverpool's attack power is mental. Then we've got really good midfield now, in my opinion, with good youth, energy, mentality, quality. We've got the best goalkeeper in world football. Really, it's just our back four. If we get that back four sorted, there's not a lot of weak points in our team. Not many.
Absolutely.
Can I touch on the Endo thing? Sorry, is that all right?
Go ahead.
The Endo thing. Okay, yeah, he's 30 years old, but you have to look at legs and the minutes he's played. He's played 70% of what Fabinho had played. So it's basically 3 seasons less than Fabinho in his legs as a DM. And he's also not playing for Klopp in the times that he's played as DM. So I think the Endo thing we need to look at a little bit of the bigger picture. Like, he's the type of player that Klopp wants. He hasn't got the miles in the legs, which we don't want. And okay, yeah, he's 30 years old, but he's very intelligent and he is quite fast and skillful as well. And the Gravenberch thing as well. Gravenberch has only missed 5 games in 3 years, okay, through injury. And most of them were COVID, by the way. So, you know, we're getting players that don't get injured as well. And that's a massive plus because we have so many midfielders that keep on getting injured in the past. This rebuild, they're all solid players who hardly ever miss any games. It's a massive, massive plus for us. And the thing about the defence that you just talked about, we've probably got the best defence in Europe if we just play them as a back five and don't play inverted. Seriously,
little system tweaks that I think. Now I've been looking at this all day. I know we spoke on Jerry's show this morning, but I've been looking at this all day now and thinking about it seriously. Like, I think now Klopp's got looking like he's getting players in that he wants, especially in that midfield area. I think he might tweak, not the system. The system's always the same, but he might tweak the way the system is. Like, he might drop everything 5 yards, and if you do that, I think defensively we're better straight away. You know, really are. Big up, Mike. He says our potential bench now is Kelleher, Gomez, Gravenberch, Thiago, Jones, Elliott, Jota, Darwin. Yeah, I mean,
that's fire.
Stefan Bajcetic you can put in there as well. You know, it's a much better bench.
Game changing. That's a game changing.
You can look at that bench and go, right, I've got 2 strikers there, Jota and Darwin I can throw on. I've got Harvey Elliott I know I can trust if I throw him on in a game for half hour. Gravenberch, I've got mobility. I've got pace because he's pretty quick. I've got stamina. I've got grit. I can put him on. Thiago, I've got a controller. I need this match to stay 2-0. I can put a Thiago in and just control that midfield for 20 minutes. And then I've got Queven Keller, who's a great number 2. Gomez, who's a good sub off the bench as a defender. Now, that's it looks better already.
There's probably 2 swaps I'd do there, though. I think Endo will be on the bench a lot more, and I think Gravenberch will be in the team a lot more.
I think the midfield 3, once Gravenberch gets his legs under him at Liverpool, I think the midfield 3 will be Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai.
And that is hot. I mean, that's a saucy midfield.
I think that will be the midfield going forward, with with Trent probably inverting. Now, Trent inverting as a right back, if we get the midfield right with the right tactic and system, and we can get that counter pressing correct, with that mobility in midfield, it will work. The problem is we need that mobility in midfield. So I think that's why Klopp's gone for someone like Gravenberch, because he wants to do that. And if you play Gravenberch and Trent as a double pivot there, and let McAllister and Szoboszlai further forward in that box, with them the 3 out of the 5 attackers we can pick from in front of that, and control the midfield and not get counted so much, that's going to win games. It just is. It's going to win games. And I can see what Klopp's thinking. I think we all can, but he just needs to tweak. Just tweak it. We're not asking for big changes here. Just
stop playing 2 at the back.
Yeah, just
because you play 2 at the back so much. It's frightening.
Just
to
tweak,
do
tweak, tweak.
is to get a left-sided centre back and get Andre Trinidad into the team, and will be very hard to beat. That's just
Yeah,
how.
he would take Thiago's spot for next season, I reckon.
Yeah, because Thiago will leave. Seeing what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like they will renew. So he'll be next season. We know he's injury prone, so we definitely need to get in. We need to get in cover at the centre back position, and we need to bring Andre Trinidad into the team.
Yeah, exactly. Tom says my brother lives in Tokyo, and he says there are Endo Liverpool shirts everywhere. Yeah, there will be, man. There will be, definitely. Big up Bear says smash the likes. Yeah, guys, hit them like. We've got 244 people in here at like almost midnight. Go and smash that like button. Appreciate it. Right, guys, we're gonna have to talk about the elephant in the room. Mo Salah. Now, tonight, there's been some articles, and this is coming out of Saudi apparently, and in I think Mo from Never a Fail. Big up Mo. He's Egyptian and he knows a lot about reads the Arabic news and all that sort of stuff. And he's saying he's like people were saying that there looks like, I think Ornstein's actually said something tonight as well, that it looks like Saudi Arabia, because they do business differently. They go to the union or something and they get the money. It's not actually club to club. They just put money on every club and then
was it the PIC
the PIC
or something like that?
and then they just
the ministry the sale.
Yeah, and then they just bid for players. They don't count anyone in. That's the way they do it. So apparently they're going to bid up to 175 million to up to 200 million in add-ons for Mo Salah. They're desperate for him, guys. If this is true, K-Mac, and we get a bid of between 175 million to 200 million for a 31-year-old Mo Salah, are we saying no?
Are we saying yeah? And it's an incredible deal. Like, I'm sorry, like I love Mo, but that is an incredible amount of money to rebuild our defense next year. It just really is. Like,
yeah,
I love Mo. Like, he's the king.
For me,
like he's done incredible things. But just like Harry Kane, we'll find a way. We've got enough forwards. For me, I was talking about this on Ensman's show. Like, could you convert Trent into a Gareth Bale, like, and play him where Mo played? Like, can you imagine how many assists he'd get for Nunes? Like, and Darwin can push further forward. I don't know. Like I'm sure there's a way of getting the team to still work without Mo, but that money is that's mental. Like, we paid 36 million for him like 7 years ago, and he scored like 300. How many goals? Like, is it 236 goals or something? Like, we've had so much out of that guy. Like, to get 170 million is just amazing. Like, it just is. Like,
the issue is here, Albert, is that our transfer window shuts in 24 hours. Saudi Arabia's don't shut till the 7th of September. Is Albert awake?
I am.
Yeah.
probably late though. Is it late there?
No, it's only
late where you are.
No, it's not. I'm.
It's not 7 p.m. for Albert. He's all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He's just had his tea then.
Sorry.
You just had your dinner and you're a bit sleepy.
No, I'm not. I'm good.
We're just saying,
I was out and about a little bit, but I'm good.
I'm just saying, their window shuts at the 7th of September. Is there a worry that they could come and try and really muscle in and bid for Mo Salah when our transfer window's finished?
No, I don't think Liverpool will sell him. Now, I can see a scenario where if push comes to shove, he goes in January. I can see that scenario. I know for sure that Salah has 1 year left with Liverpool. As to whether he goes in January or he goes in the summer, that's up to the gods. But you know, when it comes to FSG, I really don't trust what they do with money. So unless they're going to give Klopp some guarantees as to who Klopp thinks can replace Salah, I don't think that the coaching staff should allow them to sell Salah precipitously. I see a scenario where he could go in January, make no mistake, but I don't think he goes within the next few days. No. I mean, if Salah goes within the next few days, we are virtually giving up on trying to make a decent challenge to win the league. Because Mohamed Salah, look at the assist he gave. Look at the assist he gave the kid, Nunes.
Yeah.
Remember that if you realize, even throughout the preseason, he had evolved his position not to basically be so goal hungry, but to be more, position himself more to provide assists. If you remember, during the preseason, he was consistently finding Darwin. That's what he did again. So let's not be tempted to do anything as stupid as that, and then say that we are replacing him with Ben Doak, because Ben Doak doesn't know what to do with the final ball. He doesn't. Ben Doak is at least a season or two of loan spell away to be the finished article. If we knew we were going to sell Salah, we should have gotten Musa Diaby. If we knew we were going to sell Salah, we should have gotten Musa Diaby or Mohamed Kudus, because they are the two players in my book who can almost plug them into Salah's position and give them maybe half a season the work. Where we are now, we can't just shop Mohamed Salah because somebody has decided they want a trophy. Liverpool is a serious team. We are not Southampton or Brentford or whatever, who you can dangle money in front of us and we're like, yeah, I agree that the kinds of monies they may be talking about, 120, 130 for a 31-year-old is good money. But the welfare of the team is also important. I mean, if we pluck Salah with a day to the end of the season and we sell him, and what are we telling our players? So what if they go and they start losing? What are we going to tell them? Are we going to tell them that they goofed? No, I don't think we should sell him right now.
Yeah, this is the thing.
It
Is
could be 170. Like that's just incredible money. Like we paid 36 million for him. I mean, I love Mo. Like I think Mo's amazing. But that money rebuilds our defense. That money literally could get us a world-class defender and a world-class DM, or even a world-class defender and a really, really top-rate right winger. Like I just think that's just too good an offer. It really is.
But you can't let him go now, K-Mac. Letting him go now is kissing goodbye to any challenge to the league. You can't let him go now. Mo Salah is the most important player in our team, apart from Alisson. Let me ask a stupid question. Assuming somebody showed up with that kind of money for Alisson, do you sell him?
Yeah.
No.
Hell no.
To be fair, I think every footballer on planet Earth has got a price. I think every footballer on planet Earth has got a price. It's up to the opposition team if they want that player to meet the valuation that club wants to sell him at. My worry is that FSG will see a 31-year-old on 350 grand a week getting offered 175 to 200 million for him. We know our owners, man.
But I isn't timing everything? There's a time for everything under the sun, right? The timing is everything. Like I said, I see a halfway house in which he departs in January, giving the coaching staff the time to get somebody during the January window to fill that spot, you know. And like I said, we've passed on a few players who could actually fill that spot. People talk about Szoboszlai. I don't think Szoboszlai can do what Salah does.
No, but no one can, because as a right winger, there's no one in world football that can do what Mo Salah does for goals and assists. We all agree with that. Look, if I was selling Salah, and I wouldn't want to sell him. This is so hard to talk about, really, because
It is.
who he is, and it's really hard to talk about because once you mention this, everyone thinks you're talking about why would you want to sell Salah, and that's not what I'm saying. So what I'm saying here, guys, in the chat is just a devil's advocate point of view that we're bringing across to you guys. Now, if I was going to sell Mo Salah, I wouldn't look for a Mo Salah replacement. What I would do is try and go and look for a right winger, a creative right winger, because I've got Luis Diaz as a creative left winger, get a creative right winger, and then I'd look to Darwin Núñez to be my actual number one striker going forward, and play creative wingers to our strikers. And then you've got Gakpo as a left winger option, and you've got Jota as another striker option that we can create for as wingers. Because if you're looking for a right winger that in the transfer market that can do what Mo does, you're looking for Vinny Jr. or Mbappe, and Liverpool are never going to be able to afford that, no matter what wages wise. Look for a creative right winger, and then build up the rest of your team. Go and get the number 6 that you really wanted. Go and get the centre back you really wanted. Go and get the new left back you really wanted. Go and get the right back cover. And in a weird way, and this is me playing devil's advocate, guys. It's not me saying we should do this. In a weird way, Liverpool could actually have a better team. It's weird to say, and it's mad to say.
That's what I said.
This is a hard thing to talk about, but
Jamie, I hear you.
Yeah.
You see what has happened with Spurs, right? When this guy Harry Kane was leaving, everybody thought that was the end of Spurs. They are actually playing better because they are now sharing responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Mo Salah is indispensable. I'm saying selling him a day before the end of the window is irresponsible. Because let me picture a scenario. If he leaves today, if you ask me, I will do one of two things. Get a Moussa Diaby or a Kudus type player and plug him in there and say, this is how you're going to play. This is what Mo used to do. At least try and emulate him. Or I will get in a player like Kvaratskhelia, put him on the left side and bring Diaz to the right side because Diaz can play on the right side. And like you said, make Núñez my number one striker. Of course, that leaves out what you do with Gakpo. But you cross that bridge when you get there. I'm simply saying selling Mo between today and tomorrow is very irresponsible. No matter how much money.
I absolutely agree with that. I don't think as a fan, I think letting Salah go with the next 24 hours to a week or whatever it is, because their windows open longer, is suicidal. It's mental, and none of us would do it. But FSG own Liverpool Football Club, and what I keep saying is, Salah's 31. He's on 350 grand a week. They could look at that and go, right, we get 350 grand a week off the wages. We get a 31-year-old that we're not going to upgrade his contract to anyway next year. And we're not going to probably get this money next year. 175, 200 million. I wouldn't be worried if we had different owners. I'd be like, that ain't going to happen. It's the owners that I worry about. Because them points of views, K-Mac, that I just said, is what they would think as well, ain't it?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to play devil's advocate here, though. Okay. So, look, I absolutely love Salah. I think he's amazing. We lose 20 goals and possibly 20 assists if we sell him this season.
Yeah,
that is a huge amount to get from other players. However, devil's advocate, Tottenham went on their best run in the Champions League and got to the final without Harry Kane. We got our best win, probably under my lifetime, against Barcelona at Anfield without Mo Salah. Okay, we can do it, and it has been done before. And if we did sell him, I think we move Diaz to the left because he can play there. Sorry, to the right, from the left to the right, because he can play there. we could move Dominic Szoboszlai over to the left because that's his natural position.
Actually, what you would do is
for Hungary. Hang on, 2 secs. 2 secs, Albert. 2 secs, mate. Move him over to the left. Or we can also play Gapco there, which is his
that's
natural
what I was
position.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
Just 2 seconds. We will have Gravenberch, who can play in the position that Dominic Szoboszlai plays in midfield. So we've still got McAllister and McAllister and Gravenberch in the midfield with Endo or Bajcetic or Thiago. You know, we still got those options, and we still have a Nunes and a Jota up front. Like, okay, yeah, we're losing Salah, but we are going to replace Salah's goals with Nunes's goals because Nunes will be played more. You know, I don't want to lose him, but if Salah rebuilds our defence next season or in January, which maybe should sooner than we planned, you have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at the bigger picture. And Liverpool Football Club carries on, regardless of a player leaving. No one's ever going to get near Salah's goals again in history, I don't think, because players aren't going to get kept that long, I don't think, in the future. And he's overtook Gerrard. Like, his next record is another season and a half away of goals. He's probably looking at Liverpool thinking, am I going to win another Premier League with these? And the money is like 2 million a month or something stupid like that. Like, he can earn what he earns at Liverpool a week in a day. Like, you have to look at the big picture. I think we have enough. We have enough players that we bought that can score 5 to 10 goals if they're really on it. And if you're looking at that, Gravenberch can get a few. McAllister will get a few. Dom will get a few. They're goals that we didn't have in midfield before. That fills the void from the Salah goals. I don't know, but I'm just looking at it from the side of if he does go. I don't want him to go. Trust me, I don't want him to go. But if 170 million comes in and it's going to rebuild our defence next season, I really am looking at that money.
Well,
I just have to.
Let's put it this way, right? Let's put it this way. Everyone in the chat, let's put it this way. The most expensive transfer so far in the Saudi League is Neymar for now 90 million, yeah? That's the most expensive transfer in the Saudi League so far. Neymar and Salah are the same age at 31. But they're willing to spend 175 million to 200 million on Mo Salah, but they bought Neymar for 90 million. Now, if our owners look at that and think, hang on, Neymar went there for 90 million, they're the same age, Neymar's on more wages than Mo is, and contract-wise, when he was at PSG, can they actually turn down 175 to 200 million? Look, Honesty says it in the chat there, when I said they might not bid this again next year. My only worry is next year he's got less on his contract, so they might try and get him cheaper. And then when you've only got less on your contract, a year left on your deal, the player has all the power. The club don't. So,
but there's always the January window, K-Mac.
Yeah, the January window. Obviously, I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. We'll have the money to strengthen in January, and we might not be able to do that until 6 months down the line.
Personally,
you also have to look at FFP, by the way. Sorry,
what
I will bring up FFP.
What have Fluminense told us? Fluminense have told us we can't give you the guy until January. So if you want him come in January, we can tell them the same thing. And if they want him that bad, they'll come in January. I don't mind
regardless.
Yes, I don't mind 10 or 20 million being shaved off if at least Salah can play until January, because I think it's the height of irresponsibility towards the fans. If you sell your marquee player a day before the January window, that is a height of irresponsibility. And there will be all kinds of meltdown if we do that. I mean, Salah is an absolute god. How are you going to sell him? A day before the window closes? And Klopp did say that no offer has come in. And even if an offer came in, it's not a conversation. I want to believe that Klopp is a man of his word.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Klopp he's the manager, ain't he?
FSG haven't said no.
He's not the owner. my issue is that personally, what I would do, I've told people this the other day on my channel, is that I would sign Mo up to a new deal. I wouldn't let Mo go anywhere. I would say to Mo Salah that this is the best place for you in the world. You're absolutely adored here. You're the king of, we call you Egyptian king. These people love you. This team loves you. I think Mo loves Liverpool at the same time. Show him the projection. Show him what you're trying to do. Go, look, we've got McAllister, we've got Szoboszlai, we've got Gravenberch in. We've got all this younger talent coming through. This team will go again. Get the owners to get him a new deal. Give him 400 grand a week. Mo ain't going to say no to 400 grand a week, in my opinion. Yes, he's going to make monster money in Saudi Arabia. That is impossible to turn down. It'll turn any human being's head. Of course it will. But give Mo an incentive to stay. Do everything in your power to go, Mo, you're staying here. Because I want Mo to stay till for me, this should be Mo Salah's last club.
You are so right. Let me paint a scenario for you. We've shed about 97 million pounds a year in wages alone, right? Since we let all these guys go, and some of them were on a lot of wages. I mean, Fabinho was on 190 grand a week. Oxlade-Chamberlain was on 165. Naby Keita was on 120. Henderson was on 140. I mean, these are big boy wages we're talking about. So let's just say, let me paint a scenario, because some guys are coming up for renewal. Let's just say you gave Mo Salah, let's say, an extra 100,000.
500.
Yeah, let's say an extra 100,000 a week, and said to him, we're extending your contract for 2 more years. It actually places you in a more strengthened position to negotiate his exit 2 years from now, if you need to. Right? That's assuming the player himself doesn't want to go. Because look, if Salah is 36 years old and he goes to the Middle East, his fortunes don't change. If he's 36 years old and he goes to the Middle East, that guy is the most popular Arab. Finish. He is the most popular Arab. Not sportsman. He's the most popular Arab. End of story.
Yeah,
Did you see that video where he chanced in on a wedding in Sharm el Sheikh, and he took pictures with the bride and the bridegroom, and the bride fainted? Did you see those pictures?
Yeah, Mo Salah's massive. I keep saying this. I think only Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappe are bigger than Mo Salah in world football. Like in
the Arab world,
in the Arab world, Mo's king.
Yeah.
Like Neymar, Ronaldo, massive footballers, some of the greatest of all time, and they're in Saudi Arabia right now. If Mo went there, it's night and day. It's not. That's why they're willing to spend so much money on Mo Salah, because the rumours are if Mo Salah goes to Saudi, there's this new TV company that are going to produce the games for Egypt to watch, right?
He gets 20%.
And then they're going to give 10% of them earnings to Mo Salah.
Yep.
It's mad. How can any human being?
And there are 24 million people in Cairo alone.
Exactly.
Nuts.
And then they think and have you seen in Saudi already when they're going to games, they're already wearing Salah masks.
Yeah.
They're going to games, Mo Salah masks on.
Yeah.
He isn't the biggest idol to Arabs in world football is Mo Salah. I keep saying he's the biggest Arab star in football. He might be the biggest Arab sports star, full stop.
He's the most popular Arab, full stop.
Yeah.
This is a guy who got 3 million votes in the Egyptian presidential election, and they were all writing ballots. So he's just really, really popular. He's like, and you have to understand what football means to Arabia. Yeah. They are probably the best supporters when it comes to football. They probably are. They are more passionate than anybody else when it comes to football. I mean, football evokes a lot of passions, but the passions that it evokes in Arabia is just unbelievable. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, I've resigned myself to the fact that he will leave one day, but we should work out that exit in such a way that all parties benefit. including both him and Liverpool, because he's been a very, 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 very worthy servant. Nobody knew he was going to do what he has done when he was coming. When he was coming, our manager didn't even want him. I mean, I hate to remind everybody, but yeah, it's turned out well. He's indispensable, undroppable, but all good things come to an end. So let's make sure we have resolved the question of what we are going to do with the right wing position. Let's ask ourselves, do we bring in a Marquis? And, I frankly want to see a scenario where now that players like Kudus and Musa Diaby have actually come into the Premier League,
Yeah.
we're
Mr.
in a
Diaby
position.
nearly went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
nearly
that
did.
far away.
Because remember,
Yeah.
there was another guy called Fofana who was playing for Lens, who plays similarly to Musa Diaby. He went,
He's
right?
gone.
He went,
Is
yeah.
that is
And
that
Gabriel
true?
Vega's gone as well. Gabriel
Yeah.
Vega's gone to
Yeah,
Saudi as
Gabby
well.
Vega's gone.
Gabi
Can I just
Vega,
tweet
yeah,
this
that
out
was
from the street?
surprising. That was
I just-
surprising. A 21-year-old kid, I thought he was gonna,
Have
but
He was
some
off to
money.
Napoli. He was
Get
off
your
to
bag.
Napoli.
And
Is
then he
that
turned.
is that true about Lloyd Kelly, Jamie? Have you looked
I'll
at that?
go and check it out in 1 second. I just want to read
He's
Masood's.
a left-sided centre back.
I just want to read Masood's chat here. He says, "Do you know what Saudi means to Salah? Or for all Muslims, including Salah, Egypt is a second home. Saudi is the motherland for Muslims. His prayers at Mecca will be answered every day." And he also goes on to say he's the most popular Muslim in the world, and Arabia he is the king more than Liverpool. And also I think he says something along the lines that you have to be in Salah's shoes to understand how complex this is. That's a great
we get
point.
all that.
That's a great point. Look, for Salah, I would understand why. For him and his family, it makes perfect sense. That I'm not Muslim. I can't. I wouldn't
Wasn't he on the
understand
cover
all
of
this
Time
stuff.
magazine?
He was on
Salah.
GQ. He was on Time magazine. We forget
Listen,
he's the most marketable footballer. It's not called Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappe.
what he is. You can't understand what he is when it comes to Arab. And there's also the World Cup bid that Saudi Arabia are going to do in 2030, and they are co-hosting it with Egypt. So sooner or later, Salah will leave. Let's get that. We however have to plan that exit in order that the team is not disadvantaged and the supporters are not disadvantaged. And there's one thing about him. He is a very, very honorable person. He's a man of honor. If he wanted to leave, he would have gone ages ago. He could even have gone to PSG last summer because the PSG guy wanted him. Nasser Al-Khelaifi wanted him. So the man is a man of his word. He appreciates what Liverpool have given to him. And unlike certain players whose name I won't mention, he is not allowed himself to be swayed by money only to find out that they end up embarrassing themselves. But I get it, Mahmoud. We get it. We get what playing in Saudi Arabia in a lucrative league means to a Muslim like Mohamed Salah and a Muslim icon like Mohamed Salah. Thing though is that Liverpool have to plan his exit so that the 127 million supporters who support Liverpool are not disadvantaged. That's very, very important too. And I think Mo Salah is aware of that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, if this happens, look, Mo could turn around and go, look, yes, it's a dream of mine to play over there, being a Muslim and all that, and being the star I am. But then he might turn around and go, look, I want to stay at Liverpool. And if he said that, I'd be more than happy, man.
There's another thing.
And then get him on a new contract.
Yeah, that's what I think we should do. Look, guys, do you remember? Let me give you two instances. Do you remember that when we came fifth, who was the first person to apologize to the supporters?
Mo.
Yeah,
Mo, not even the manager.
Henderson, was it? And it should have been him being the captain.
But it was Mo. Mo apologized even before the manager did. right? I don't know whether you guys watch LFC TV Go. When Endo came in, the day after Endo came in, when Mo came to training, he went looking for him, went straight to the doctor's room and just gave him some words of comfort. You know, Liverpool, we're here to support you. I didn't see Virgil do that. I didn't see Trent do that. Right?
Salah loves the club. Salah loves the club.
The man knows what Liverpool has done for him. Let's not forget that he was a Chelsea reject. How Chelsea came to reject Mo Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, only God knows. I can't even begin to fathom how they got to that conclusion that they weren't good enough. And
I'm
yet
glad they did.
Sorry?
I'm glad they did.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they did. Right? He went to what? Basel, and then he was at Roma. He knows what Liverpool has. That's what Liverpool does for players.
He was at Fiorentina as well. He was on Fiorentina as well.
Liverpool turns you into a god, right? Liverpool turns you into a god. That's what our team does, and he's aware of that, right? So, as far as he is concerned, he owes our team a debt of gratitude, for which he knows that if he's going to leave, he has to leave properly. You know, and I respect him for that. The day he decides to leave, we will all wish him well. We will all wish him well. We will be goodbye in the yeah, we get it.
Yeah, look, it's a sensitive subject. It is a sensitive subject. There's no doubt about it. That what Liverpool have to do, I think Liverpool do need to now start looking for life after Mo Salah, because it has to start happening. They can't leave it till the day Salah leaves and they're shopping around like mad people. I think from this moment forward, they have to be looking for that future of a life without Mo Salah. Right, what I want to do before we finish here, guys, leave on a lighter note. Let's do this. So I've got the Europa League pots out. Let's do this. Let's have a laugh. Right. Let me make this bigger for everyone. So these are the Europa.
Can we play Brighton? Can we have them in our pot?
No. You can't do that.
Okay, that's good.
So Europa ranking. 3 more teams confirmed for Europa League group stages. Rangers are in pot 2. AEK Athens are in pot 4. Whoever they are in pot 4. As of tonight, Marseille secure pot 2, Freiburg in pot 3, Maccabi Haifa in pot 3. Remaining 10 teams will be third come tomorrow. But these are the pots as they stand. Liverpool are the out-and-out favourites for this competition. If you're on Twitter, guys, and you follow the UEFA Europa League's Twitter page, all they do is cover Liverpool. All they do is cover Liverpool because we are out-and-out the biggest team in this competition. You know, just give us a trophy now. I mean, so in pot 1 we got West Ham. In pot also we got Liverpool, Roma, Ajax, Villarreal, Leverkusen, Atalanta, Dinamo Zagreb. That's pot 1, guys. If you didn't think that was bad enough. Pot 2, Rangers, Sporting, Slavia Prague, Stade Rennes, Olympiacos, Real Betis, Lask, and Marseille. Pot 3, Qarabag, Slovian Bratislava, Molde, Brighton, Sharif, Union, SG, Freiburg, Maccabi Haifa, and then pot 4, Sturm Graz, Toulouse, AEK Athens, Aberdeen. We can get a British team, so we can get Aberdeen. That TSC Baka Topotsalova, whoever they are, whoever that team is, Panathinaikos, and that Polish side. Chat, everyone in the live chat right now, I want you to give me your Liverpool group in Europa League. Everyone in chat right now, give me your best Europa League group in the right there for Liverpool. K-Mac, give me your group there. What group?
So this is the best one.
Yeah, give me.
So
I don't think there's a weak group like they're all weak. So
to be fair, I'd rather. Can we play Rangers in pot 2?
We can play a Scottish team, yeah, because we played Rangers in Europe.
I want Rangers because we battered them. pot 3. Who's that Belgian team? Union SG, because they're close.
You know, San Gillois are not that cheap a team, you know. But that's a team
Mulder
that belongs to. It's a team that belongs to Tony Bloom.
Okay, Mulder then. Okay, I'll have Mulder. And then the last team, I'd like Aberdeen because Leighton Clarkson.
Yeah,
But you can't have 2.
No.
Oh, okay.
Same different countries in the group, isn't it?
The Polish team.
The Polish team. Whoever can pronounce that.
Rakow. So Liverpool, Rangers, Mulder, Rakow. That'll do.
Jay Kismet has put Liverpool, Sporting, Mulder, and Aberdeen.
I mean, Sporting, they're good.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, K-Mac, Mulder and Aberdeen ain't. So it's
true.
It's
I'll
all right.
Mulder myself.
It's all right. You know what I mean? Vasa Flowers has put Toulouse, Lutrick, please, in their group. Dustin's gone Rangers, Macapa, Hafia, and Toulouse. Yeah, look, I think we're trying to get teams that we don't have to travel too far. And
that's what I picked.
Well, then you probably don't want to do Karabakh because that's middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Go on then, Albert. What's your group?
Oh, I want to see Liverpool. In our group. I want to. Did I see Aalborg?
No.
Hang on.
Hold on.
So there is other team. Freiburg, Marseille. Yeah. So
they're in there. They're in there now.
The remaining 10 teams will be confirmed tomorrow.
I want to get Aberdeen because I think they are a cheap team. I want to get Sheriff. Well, Sheriff Tiraspol is far away, but yeah, Mulder. I'll do Mulder because we'll beat them. Or Slovan Bratislava, we'll beat them. Probably Lask. We can do Lask. We smash them too. And we can do Servette. You know, let's make it as easy as possible.
I mean,
what about Aberdeen? Because we've got 2 players that play for them. Take one player still on loan and one player who we sold.
I mean, as easy as possible is really any of them to be absolutely fair.
Yeah, we can't have Brighton and we can't have West Ham, right?
No. We can't have them till knockouts. You can't have them till you can't even have them in the last 32.
Till the last 8.
16 or the last, because it's different in Europa League only because you get the last 32, last 16. So
yeah. So yeah, I'll go. I don't want us to travel too far away because Freiburg is a strong team. You don't want Freiburg. You don't want those. Don't want Sporting. We don't want them. Don't want Marseille.
I'm not
don't
really
want them.
bothered.
No, let's make it as easy on ourselves as possible. Servette will do. Lask will do. Aberdeen will do. We get Mulder. Yeah, well, we'll take those. Or Slovan Bratislava, we take those. And that's when you can really send the kids to go and play because you know they'll beat them.
See, I would.
The Rangers game would be good if we played them again.
Yeah, Rangers
crowds were amazing. Right?
So if I'm picking out a pot 2, I'm picking Slavia Prague. Who don't want an away day in Prague? Come on.
That's a good point.
Cheap beer, man. Cheap beer. Good club.
Wences Last Square, right?
Yeah, Lask is Austria, isn't it?
Yeah, Austria.
Pot 3. So I'm taking Slavia Prague from pot 2. From pot 3, I am taking Union SG from Belgium. And in pot 4, I am going to take Toulouse from France. They're very easy away days, couple of hours travel, nothing. And 2 of them we can get there on train from London. So, you know, that's I'm
geographically work that out well, mate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did.
Another team out of pot 4 that won't be bad is Storm Graz.
Yeah, Storm Graz will be all right.
Yeah, a nice day out in grass will be nice.
Big up my man here saying have respect for all teams. Oh, we are. We're just having a bit of a laugh, man. We're just having a bit of a.
Did we play
chill.
Toulouse in pre-season last year?
I think we did.
I think we got beat.
Or they can beat us. There's no way they beat us.
Just saying.
The other thing is we could play some teams that, you know, we identify some potential and steal a player here, steal a player there, you know. So Toulouse may be a good team to play. Get somebody who plays well against us, and then we pick him up.
I say Slavia Prague is. There's loads of Czechoslovakians that come from their team.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be good games, but if we don't think Liverpool should win every game in these group matches, then, you know.
No, we have to win everything.
When the Champions League teams drop in, do they drop in?
They drop in the knockouts.
But let's not also forget that in the knockout stage, some teams, good teams from the Champions League, are going to drop into the competition.
As long as Sevilla don't drop in, we're all right.
Yeah, Sevilla. But it looks like
beat 3-0 by Toulouse.
It looks like Manchester. It looks like Manchester United might join us real soon.
Yeah, the final's in Dublin, right? The final is in Dublin, yeah, and like that. If you ask the people of Dublin what Europa League final you can have, Liverpool, Man United would probably be the one.
Carlsberg, Carlsberg final.
That would be huge for the city.
That would trump the Champions League final, man.
It would do because Liverpool Man United. I'm going to talk about the Champions League in a minute, right? Mick says Maccabi Haifa, Link, and Aberdeen. Philip says Liverpool, Rangers, Freiburg, and Athens. That's probably the hardest group we can have. That's probably the hardest group.
Yeah, I don't want to meet Freiburg. They have some very good players. I don't want to meet them.
I remember the
Sheriff are a good team. They beat
Real Madrid. They beat Real Madrid once, didn't they? But let's be fair, the top two in the group go through. So if we can't beat anyone from pot 3 and pot 4, then we have got issues. Liverpool is Sheriff, and is it Sharif or Sheriff?
Sheriff.
Because they have a sheriff's badge, don't they?
They have a sheriff's badge, don't they?
Yeah. Liverpool, Betis, Mulder, and Bonkers is going.
The
Vets, yeah. Rangers, Freiburg, Slavia, Prague, Toulouse. Frank's still up. Big up, Frank.
I don't want to play Betis either.
And Sheriff beat Real Madrid last year in Champions League group stage. Yeah, and then that was hilarious. That result, that was hilarious. No, I won't be able to do the Europa League draw tomorrow. I'm going to tell everyone what's happening this weekend in a minute. Rangers were well tough in the Champions League. Right, before I finish off, guys, I just want to say that Arsenal have how many years been out the Champions League, and then they get given the Europa League group? Did everyone see it?
Yeah.
And did everyone see Man City's easy group?
Yeah.
And then Newcastle, good luck.
Newcastle are like the Newcastle are just like a deprived child.
I don't think Newcastle.
They're out in one.
I've seen some people say Newcastle finished runners up in that group.
How?
People were saying that Borussia Dortmund ain't really that good. AC Milan are not really that good. And
who said that?
And what they forget is that
forget is that pedigree is very important in this competition.
Oh yeah, pedigree in Europe is different, man. But Newcastle at home, I think for Newcastle to go through that group, they got to win all their home games. They got to win all their home games to go through in that group. So I don't see them winning any of their away games.
Look, Newcastle are the most naive team this side of the Sahara. The naivety that they showed against Liverpool, if they take it in the Champions League, they'll be out before they play their second match.
And Man United got a difficult group. They've got Galatasaray and Bayern Munich, ain't it?
Yeah, they've got some bogey teams.
And City get like big like every year.
So. There's no way Man U will not beat Manchester Bayern Munich either home or away. I mean, let's not forget that with all the perceived prowess of Bayern Munich, now they have Harry Kane. That's a whole different kettle of fish. Harry Kane comes to Carrington, torches them in Munich as well. So they have to hope and pray that they beat Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Going to play in Ali Sami Yen Stadium is not an easy thing to do. So I don't see. I see Manchester United coming to meet us in Europa League. That's what I see.
I see it as well.
I think Man City are already through. I mean, they might as well just put them on top of. They might as well just put them on top and let the others play.
I think I'm going to say it right now. I think Man City go back-to-back European champions.
Possible.
I look at that UEFA Champions League now. So many weak teams in that Champions League. So many. And the only team I see trying, I think Real Madrid have got the best midfield in Europe. So I think Real Madrid are the only ones that can possibly stop City winning it again, in my opinion.
I think PSG win the Champions League this year.
Who?
I think PSG win the Champions League this year.
They've improved their team. Their squad's better now.
They've got an incredible manager. Like, he's the best one they've had, like, in a long, long time. The thing about Newcastle as well is Newcastle will have had all of the hard Premier League games out of the way, because Newcastle have got the hardest 10 games out of anyone else in the Premier League this year. They've already played Man City. They've already played us.
They could be
They've
well
got
out
loads of hard games.
They could be way out of it by then. That's the issue.
I think when they start their Champions League run, I think they'll have a lot of easier games. I don't think they'll do too bad. I don't.
They got to win their home games. If they don't win,
how did they get by AC Milan? How did they get by AC
Milan?
How did they get by AC Milan, Dortmund, and
I think out of all of them, Dortmund's the team they could beat home and away.
That's hard, man. This Dortmund are a perennial second round Champions League team.
I think AC Milan will be difficult for them. If Newcastle win all their home games and get like 9 points from home, they only really need to draw one away game and they're through. So I think that's what Newcastle got to look at.
Don't forget that AC Milan have really augmented their team with those Chelsea rejects, and they are doing well.
Who else is in their group?
Sorry?
Who else is in Newcastle's group?
It's
Dortmund, AC Milan. Who was top of that group? Who's first? Who else in that group, guys, in the chat?
Why is the name escaped me?
Is it PSG?
Yeah, it's PSG. Yeah, it's PSG.
Yeah, PSG.
So they got PSG. Oh, forget it. Sorry. Yeah, Newcastle getting 0 points. Yeah. They're going to be the first English team ever never to not get a single point in the Champions League. Nah, fuck them. I can't. Look, I can't. After the weekend, I'm done with them. They deserve it. Go away. Right. Botman's injured too, so they're done. Guys, so I want to let you know what's going on this weekend. So my wife is actually going on holiday in the morning. She's going away for a girly weekend. And I'm a dad and I've got 3 kids. So doing live videos is going to be very difficult for this weekend, guys. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go live when the Europa League is on. I won't be able to go live for the Liverpool-Aston Villa game. So the only time I'm going to actually be able to put some videos out and go live this weekend from tomorrow to Monday is probably late at night like we're on now. If you guys are all right with that, I'll go on at this time because the kids will be in bed. But I won't be able to go on during the day, guys, because I've got to be a dad. I've got daddy duties, you know what I mean? Got to look after the house and just buy McDonald's and let them watch telly while I do everything else. The simple things in life. So, guys, that'll be lock them in a closet for 2 hours, as MP. Could you imagine? So, guys, that is what I'm doing this weekend. So I will be around. It just be like this time of night, maybe. But K-Mac, big up. Thank you for joining me today. Anything you got coming up, mate? Let the people know.
I'm probably on your late night shows.
There you go. So if I'm live, K-Mac will be joining me. There you go. And Albert, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Albert looks shattered with that game.
Congratulations to Liverpool on buying 4 midfielders, and let's hope it all ends well. You know, sometimes when some of us throw caution, it's because of experience. There are some people who think that when you urge caution, then it means that you don't love the team so much. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, throwing out caution and asking for the right things to be done, not having nepotistic sporting directors brought in by the manager's agent. I don't know why that doesn't ring a bell with some of you,
That
but
is
I guess
crazy.
yeah, I
interview.
guess you haven't. I
It's
guess you
wild.
haven't lived in a. You haven't lived in a
Right.
under third world dictatorship. So
on that bombshell,
That's another
we're
show,
out.
Jamie. That's
Yeah,
another show.
we're out of
yeah,
it.
and the guy himself is running around confessing it. He's singing like somebody who's been waterboarded, right?
Albert, give the people a cheery message to leave them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Works out. We are all Liverpool supporters. We want the best. I still haven't gotten over last Sunday. I don't know when I'm going to get over last Sunday, man. 2 shots, 2 goals. That's unbelievable.
That's all you need. Big up, Darwin. Guys, enjoy. Thank you very much for joining me. See you again soon. Bye-bye.